If you are from Ethiopia, thank you. You have some amazing food. Salam. This will be my second time eating Ethiopian food, but this time I'm not going to make the same mistakes I made last time. It's time to right the wrongs. I now know what I was doing right and wrong thanks to you, as my previous Ethiopian food video had quite a few comments. Some positive supportive comments, and also some negative comments. Those comments have guided the creation of this video. For example, one of the most common comments I received was that I should try Dorawat next. Another common comment I received was that I wasn't just eating Ethiopian food, but I was also eating Eritrean food as well. The food in front of me is from a restaurant called Rendez-Vous. They describe themselves as offering Ethiopian and Eritrean cuisine. Another common comment I received was about washing my hands before eating. I can assure you I did wash my hands before doing the previous video, and I did wash my hands before starting this video. Before I show you what I got, I potentially have made a mistake. I tried this new restaurant, and because I wanted the full platter of Ethiopian food all nicely laid out with the dishes separated, I thought, oh, I have a good idea. I'll bring my own platter. So I did bring a platter and gave it to them, and they said, no problem, they can use it. I guess, though, I didn't ask how the food would be presented in the platter. What I received was this. And I'll open it up. So here's the platter of food I received. I ordered approximately 4 dishes, but it looks like the dishes are layered on top of each other. So instead of having them separated individually, I think they're on top of each other. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to eat this, but I guess it's my fault. I should have asked how they would have presented the takeout dishes. If you saw my previous Ethiopian food video, you know why I didn't want that same experience. I wanted the platter experience. But this is what I got, so I'll figure it out. The top layer looks like it's the Dorawat. It was recommended to me in the comments, I think because in my previous video, I said that Ethiopian food kind of reminds me of Indian food, but not as spicy. The comments were saying that Dorawat is spicy, so let's find out. Now I see what the comments were talking about. This is definitely spicy. This is a really good dish to try. Thank you very much for suggesting it. It's delicious. So I was correct. After eating the Dorawat, I can now get to the next layer, and it does seem like the dishes were layered on top of each other. Why someone would do that, I don't know. It's funny because I brought in 2 platters, this size and a much bigger one. And they said that the much bigger one would be too big. But I don't understand what they were talking about. Why did they layer it? I mean, you tell me. Is this a common thing to do in Ethiopia's cuisine? To layer your foods like this? And the problem is, because the injera is saucy, and it's got the Dorawat on top of it, I can't remove a layer. I'm going to have to try to peel back the layers. It's not working. I'm making a mess. Because I enjoyed trying the Ethiopian food in my last video so much, in this video, I wanted to make sure that I try all new dishes. So I got the Dorawat, and now I'm going to try what's called cha-cha. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Cha-cha is charbroiled beef tender seasoned with spices, onion, garlic, red pepper, green pepper, ginger, rosemary, served with injera and green salad. I don't see the green salad, but maybe it's one of the layers. The number 1 comment I received on my previous video was regarding what hand I should be eating with. I am left-handed, so I was eating everything with my left hand, but I did ask in that video whether I should be eating with my right hand. And there was a lot of people commenting. Some people were saying that, yes, you should be eating with your right hand. Some people were saying it doesn't matter. Some people are saying, hey, I'm left-handed. I eat with my left hand. It's fine. I'm going to give it a try. I'll try eating with my right hand. This is the cha-cha. It's very nice, the beef. It kind of reminds me of something I've had before, though. The beef isn't overly tender, a little bit chewy. I wouldn't say it's my favorite of all the Ethiopian dishes I've tried so far. I think the dora wat was so much better. That was delicious. So I did try eating with my right hand, but I'm a lefty. It feels much more comfortable and much more natural and easier to eat with my left hand. So I'm going to eat with my left hand. One of the comments that I did see regarding eating with your right hand, they were saying that if everybody eats with the same hand, then there's no issue with like kind of bumping into each other. And I totally get that. Because I'm left-handed, if I sit beside someone beside me with who's right-handed, we sometimes will bump elbows. So I understand if you're around a table, you're sharing a plate, if everybody uses the same hand, I guess the right hand in this case, there's no chance of bumping into each other. So that makes sense to me. So I've tried a beef dish, I've tried a chicken dish, but I've never tried a fish dish. This is fish with rice. Cubes of boneless fish cooked with onion, garlic, ginger, green pepper, rosemary, and jalapeno. Fish with ginger, onion, garlic. It kind of reminds me of Chinese food. Let's see how this fish tastes. They did give me some rice for the fish. It's not a typical white rice. It's got a bit of a yellow tint to it. I wonder if it's a flavored rice. It's embarrassing, but I'm going to use a spoon because I want to try the rice by itself. It is a flavored rice. Very nice. I think it's the Nitra butter that was used in a lot of the previous dishes I tried. In fact, I asked last time what it was, and a lot of people commented informing me that it's a clarified spice butter. It's a butter with Ethiopian spices added to it. So I think the butter is mixed with this rice. It's very good. I want to try this cubed fish though. That fish is delicious. Very light fish. I'm not sure what kind of fish it is. It didn't say. Very light, but very flavorful with all the garlic and the onions and the ginger used in the cooking of it. That's very delicious. I'm glad it's boneless cubes. Very nice. Another very common comment I received on my last Ethiopian food video was the fact that I never mixed any of the items together. I was always just eating one at a time. And a lot of people were saying, why didn't you mix any of the flavors? And I don't know. I never thought of it really. I was so focused on just trying to understand the flavors of each dish that I never really thought about mixing them. In this case, I don't need to do that because of these layers. The flavors are melding together. A lot of the injera that I'm using is covered in sauce from the dora wat, so it's got that spice. And then I'm mixing it with the fish is making it a bit of a spicy fish. Yes, mixing the flavors is the way to go. So you can see that all the dishes I ordered are really blending in together. The bottom layer is actually a vegetarian dish with 7 different vegetable dishes. So that is also blending in with all these other flavors. This eating experience is extremely different than my first eating experience. You tell me, is Ethiopian food ever presented this way? Or did I just make a mistake by asking them to put the takeout in my own tray? I still can't believe they layered it. Fortunately, the food has been extremely delicious. I haven't eaten anything that I don't like. In my previous Ethiopian food video, I talked about injera a little bit. I don't think I called it bread. I think I just said it could be used as like a type of bread. I think of Italian food, for example, and having bread and dipping it into the sauce and eating it. Now, I understand injera is not bread. It's its own unique item. And it seems, judging by the comments I received, it's a staple within the Ethiopian cuisine. I understand now it's made of teff, and I understand that it's gluten-free, and apparently it's very, very healthy. This injera, because of the layers, it's covered in all kinds of sauces. I can't try it by itself, so I can't tell you whether this injera is better than the previous injera that I had. All I can say is the food's delicious. I'm especially enjoying this fish. As a new person eating Ethiopian food, in my first video, I asked the question, am I using the right size of injera? A lot of people commented on whether I was or not. You can see that a lot of people said I used the right size, some people said I used too big of a piece, some people said I used too small of a piece. In the end, I guess it really all depends on the individual person. There is no right or wrong size of injera. It's really up to you. So I'm happy to know that I was eating it correctly. I feel much more comfortable eating Ethiopian food now, and I think that has allowed me to relax a little bit and enjoy the flavors more. I think in my first video it might have been too analytical. This time all the flavors are melding, the injera is melding with the flavors, it's all saucy. It's just a flavor explosion. It's amazing, amazing food. I don't know what vegetable that was. It might have been spinach. Very delicious, though. Very delicious. It's not too often you find a cuisine that every item is delicious. I have not found a bad item. My first time eating Ethiopian food, I believe I think I had 6 different dishes. This time I have 3 main ones and then 7 vegetarian dishes. So what's that, 10 extra dishes? I've tried them all. Very delicious. The flavors are amazing. And I think what has really kicked it up a notch was the Dora Wat. Everybody who commented and suggested that, thank you very much. That was a delicious dish. The spice level was perfect. I think if there was ever going to be a cuisine that converted me to be a vegetarian, I think Ethiopian food would be that food. I know I had the Dora Wat with the chicken. I know I had the chacha with the beef. But the vegetarian dishes, they are so flavorful. I am not missing the meat. I would be totally satisfied with some injera, some of these vegetarian dishes. Totally satisfied. If more vegetarian restaurants did their food like Ethiopian food, with the spices and the flavor level, I think more people would be converting to becoming a vegetarian. Even the potato dish is delicious. Fantastic, fantastic food. And if you haven't seen the video of me eating Ethiopian food for the very first time, check out this video. I'll see you on the next one.